This podcast is brought to you by 8848, a UK-based agency that delivers a vibrant mix of marketing, PR and creative communications.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of soak.com's podcast Plug with me, Stuart Glover. On this episode, we look at upcoming trends this Christmas with interior designer Naomi Nunn. We also talk through the latest trends set to hit our homes in 2019. From monochrome to matte finishes, there's plenty of unique ways to style your bathroom in the new year. We've got an exclusive reveal for you from Naomi too, and it's big news for all at soak.com. Let's find out more. Hi everyone, we're here today at soak.com with interior designer Naomi Nunn. How are you today, Naomi?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Excited for today's podcast on one of the best times of year, and it is Christmas. We are here. Woo!
Yeah, Christmas time.
So we're going to talk about some of the trends that are coming in for Christmas. Would you like to fire away with a natural Christmas?
Oh, so a natural Christmas kind of takes some inspiration from rustic, handcrafted inspiration design, and it brings in some of the outdoors inside. So you're getting a lot of fresh foliage, branches, pine cones, things like that, just kind of bring in the nature. And then also some of the like faux furs and stuff sit within this design, this kind of style. And then there's also like knitwear and natural woods and like, you know, the little straw ornaments that your mum used to have when you were younger, that kind of thing. We're all coming back in for this natural look.
Ah, lovely, like really cosy kind of
Yeah,
feel.
really cosy feel, like taking that Hugar stuff that we talked about last year, and it's kind of just continuing. It's all about having a really cosy feeling in your home. So there's some nice warm colours and some nice like reds and oranges and pewter and some dark blues and greens as well, just kind of give you all those colours and give that kind of really natural handcrafted feel to the whole thing. And it's also about kind of slowing things down a little bit, so doing some home crafting yourself, so whether it's baking gingerbread men or even like little gingerbread cottages and things like that. Great stuff for Pinterest, getting your ideas from Pinterest or putting your own stuff on there as well.
Absolutely.
And also making your own like wrapping paper, like a lot of people are getting into getting just brown paper and stamping it with different designs, just so you're not using shop bought or stuff that's coated in plastic that you can't recycle. So the idea is that it's all a bit more kind of sustainable. So.
Amazing, and I suppose that gives a really nice feel for the lead up to Christmas as well.
Yeah.
Everything looks a little bit more kind of rustic and as you say, cosy. So that's
definitely.
Nice. Brilliant. And so talk us through the white Christmas. It's a pretty traditional kind of feeling.
Yeah, a little bit. So it kind of, if you could picture a landscape covered in snow at night with the moon shining, so it's got those like really icy whites and blues and just a bit of silver touches in there as well, and pine forests and mountains, and that's the kind of look it's to recreate in your home. So it could be that you have a Christmas tree that's kind of covered in like a white Christmas tree, or a Christmas tree that's got like a white tinge to the edges, like they're kind of frosted almost, and then all your decorations would be white and silver and blue. You also get a bit of like polar bears and penguins in this one as well, just to add a bit of fun. So.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. And it's obvious what the film choice would be for that one.
Yeah.
So talk us through a little bit about 80s Christmas, which has got to be the most exciting one on here. Everyone loves a bit of the 80s.
Well, yeah, it's definitely making a comeback. And to be perfectly honest, when I think of 80s Christmases, I do go back to my youth, when all the Christmas trees were covered in tinsel and it was all the colours everywhere all the time. Thankfully, it's not quite that bad. Don't worry, you don't have to get your tinsel back out. But what we're seeing is like the baubles, which are kind of shaped to be animals or little Santas, and they're all kind of dramatic colours, like the primary colours again, and blues and greens and yellow, like literally everything. But they're also kind of popping in some really random stuff. So you might have seen Christmas decorations that are little llamas or little sloths with little Hawaiian shirts on, and Santas and Hawaiian shirts on. They're just cropping up in all the little shops, so I've seen them about as well. And it's a bit odd, but it's very kind of almost an 80s feel to it, very kitsch, very kind of just a bit over the top in a way.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It sounds really unique, and I suppose it's a little bit different every other year. So
I think it kind of takes that idea, like a lot of people have that nostalgia about the 80s and stuff at the moment, and so we're seeing that more and more in design in the home at the moment as well.
So everyone will have their Adidas tracksuits on the day as well.
You never know.
Leg warmers.
Possibly, yeah.
Great stuff. So tell us a little bit more about the, the traditional Christmas.
So a traditional Christmas is kind of more of a safe option, I'd say. I mean, it's still beautiful and stunning, and actually a lot of people, when they think of Christmas, this is what they picture, is the red, the golds and the greens. And it's about like the beads, baubles, ribbons, that kind of thing, wreaths, chunky knitwear, tartan patterns, and like little deers and robins and that kind of other forest animals. And it's a very kind of typical traditional Christmas look. So there's not particularly anything new there. It's just a regular safety kind of Christmas. And actually it's a good one if you do just want to kind of slowly build a collection of Christmas decorations rather than buying new every few years. It's a safe one that's always going to be around. So
absolutely. And I think that's how I always kind of picture Christmas. I think a lot of people reuse the same decorations every year.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of, they've got like an artificial tree, they might be reusing that each year.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's really nice to have some kind of other ideas of where people could take Christmas, and as you say, just kind of completely overhaul if they want to and go completely crazy with 80s. Or
it is crazy. Some people will do completely new themes every year, but I know actually a lot of people would prefer just kind of have the same stuff that they build a little bit more each year, and that's great too. So it's just up to your personal preference, really.
Absolutely. So that's very exciting. And I suppose that kind of takes us into the new year, into 2019, which is seeing some really exciting trends coming up. So you're just going to talk us through a few of these now.
Yeah.
The first one that you're going to speak about, I think, is soft industrial and concrete bathrooms.
Yeah, so seeing more and more concrete effect bathrooms. And again, it's kind of that natural feel. It's kind of industrial, but it's softened a bit, and we're seeing more woods within it. So there's woods and terracottas. We're getting like terrazzo, which is like reclaimed stone all kind of meshed together, and that kind of takes that recycled feeling and reusing stuff rather than creating completely new stuff all the time. Also within this, there's like hand-blown glass and matte black metals and like lots of plants everywhere, which is great because they just make everyone feel a little bit more kind of happier in the home, I feel. Anyway. And we're also getting some of like wire frame furniture coming through and wicker stuff as well. Wicker's really like massive at the moment. And as you go into summer, you'll start to see some more kind of nautical, but not quite nautical, almost like stone-washed stripe patterns coming through in like textiles, like towels and things like that. So that's a really kind of soothing look in the bathroom almost as well.
Definitely.
And something that we have here that I think works really well for this look, we have an Austin crosshead matte black tap range, and they're kind of industrial, but at the same time that matte black finish just puts them right in the middle of that trend. The matte black stuff is just everywhere. It's really popular. So
talking about matte colours in general, it seems to be like a popular trend in a lot of things at the moment. So talk about how soak.com are bringing it into the bathroom.
Well, we've got a few. Obviously, we've got the matte black tap ranges. So we've got about 4 different taps within that, which is exciting. But we also have 2 new units in different shapes and sizes. There's one which is a peppermint green. It's almost like it's a bit peppermint, a bit kind of sage, a little bit pistachio kind of in the middle somewhere. But we list it on site as peppermint. If you're looking for it, it's called Denver, and that's a vanity unit for a small vanity unit for cloakrooms.
Yeah.
And we also have that in a deep navy as well, and that's in the larger size for the full bathroom vanity unit. And they're really like soft matte finishes, and those soft matte finishes, they're quite fresh and crisp without being sterile. They're not cold, they're kind of warm to touch almost, and it's just kind of gives that Monday morning bathroom a little bit less of a kind of stark feeling to them, basically.
Kickstarts your day a little bit.
Yeah.
They're really refreshing to look at, actually. Got the pictures here and they look absolutely amazing. So definitely go and check out those online. So we've got also monochrome, which is a trend that's kind of come back from what I gather.
It's growing and growing at the moment, yeah. So that's where those black taps really fit in. And we've also got like black frame mirrors, black framed, black accessories. So like the towel rings, your robe hooks, all those kind of bits and pieces. And pairing those alongside just simple white tiles, or I've quite often seen them with marble, like really pale marble tiles. But also, if you're a bit worried that it's going to look too stark, there's lots of things to kind of warm it up. So again, bringing those plants into the bathroom will really help here. And if you don't want to go completely monochrome, you can add in some blonde woods, and that'll really kind of add that natural touch and warm up the bathroom a bit as well.
Absolutely. And I suppose as well with like kind of the black accessories, using white towels and white bathrobes as well makes it just
Yeah, definitely. And actually, when monochrome started coming up initially, it was very, very clinical, and actually it's not that anymore. There's a lot more kind of detail and depth to it now, so it kind of works for the everyday home, not just for like people with designer show home style homes. Absolutely. It's much more for the everyday person, which is great because it's what I would like as well. So
brilliant, that's amazing. So back to the 80s again, with throwing it right back. So tell us about the 80s revival in the bathroom.
Well, it's definitely on its way, hopefully, because I think this looks awesome. And it's just a bit of like colour blocking, so using those bright colours again. I've used like a blue and a pink in an image online, which looks quite strong, showing off like a pearlescent bath with it, and it's showing grid work, so white tiles with dark grout, and just kind of throwing in like fun pattern shapes, so almost like if you could imagine pastel coloured paper with little drawn on triangles or circles with a marker pen that you've just quickly sketched. It's almost like that, but then put onto textiles and things like that. That's kind of where those patterns are coming in. And chucking in some of those matte finishes and contrasting against the iridescent finishes as well. And it's just a bit different, it's a bit out there, but it can be really fun to do in the bathroom as well. So
it looks amazing, and I suppose going into a new year as well, there's no better time to kind of renovate your bathroom and change it to a different style, just something new for the new year.
Yeah, definitely.
And it doesn't have to be too expensive either. I mean, there's some great pieces, aren't there? And it's not at all over budget, which is
it's all within, like, you can definitely find stuff that are going to fit your budget.
Yeah,
so
it's a huge range. So moving on to, as we say, 2019, there is something quite exciting other than the trends. I believe there's something coming up for soak.com, some exclusive news that you're going to tell us about.
Yeah, so we're really excited that we've just kind of signed on the dotted line, and we're going to be involved in the Ideal Home Show this year, in the spring show, and we're so excited. It's going to be a 17-day long show. We're going to have our bathrooms in their focal point, their show home, which is right in the middle, and we're going to be working with their designers and designing those room sets and just bringing them to life. So if you want to know what our products look like to touch and feel, and you can't get to the show room here in Nuneaton, then this is an opportunity for you to go and see those bathrooms there and all the other products and exciting ranges they're going to have there this year. It's going to be massive, so you should definitely try and get along. And I think we're going to try and have a competition, so keep your eyes open for tickets online as well. So make sure you follow us on social media, and we'll try enter those competition, because it'd be great to see you there as well.
And that's down in London, isn't it?
I think it's at the Olympia.
It is,
in London.
So it should be a good place for everyone to get to. And I think what's really brilliant as well is, as you say, you're in the show home, which is kind of the envy of the show.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
where everyone wants to be.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm really looking forward to getting involved and getting planning on that as well.
Definitely. You'll have to keep us updated on that then. I think it's a really real sign of how soak.com is growing as a brand, and kind of increasing exposure. So it's great to see that and to see the brand coming along.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a fantastic opportunity for our products to be seen by people who, aren't able to get to the showroom here, like I say. And if you can get to London easier, brilliant. Go and have a look. Let us know what you think. Take some photos, tag us in it. It'd be great. We'd love to hear your comments.
Definitely. So that's coming up next March, and we will keep you updated on that. So thank you very much, Naomi. It's been really interesting to talk to you today, and we look forward to the next instalment. Feel free to subscribe to our podcast for all the latest news and insight from soak.com. Please remember to review us too, and give us your feedback. We'll see you next time on Plug.